Triton, the son of Poseidon and Amphitrite, was born into a world of luxury and power. Living in a magnificent golden palace at the bottom of the sea, Triton spent his childhood admiring the stunning sights and sounds around him. He was fascinated by the different creatures that swam around the oceans, and soon, he began to learn about his own unique abilities. One day, as Triton was exploring the depths of the sea, he stumbled upon a beautiful conch shell. Stretching his arm to pick it up, he realized that when he blew on the shell, it made a beautiful sound that echoed across the sea. Being a curious child, Triton spent hours experimenting with the shell, discovering that he could use it to calm the waves and communicate with other aquatic creatures. As Triton grew older, he became known as a merman, with the upper body of a human and the lower body of a fish. People across Greece believed that Triton had extraordinary powers and unique characteristics that made him an indispensable helper to the gods of the sea. His signature conch shell became a symbol of his power, and Triton was often portrayed as the messenger or herald for his father, Poseidon. Triton's fame only grew as he appeared in the myth of the Argonauts, where he aided the heroes in their journey to find the Golden Fleece. His deep connection to the sea and its inhabitants was showcased when he married an Oceanid from the region of ancient Libya known as Lake Tritonis. In the end, Triton remained true to his roots, using his powers to care for the sea and its creatures. Today, he remains a fascinating and powerful figure in Greek mythology, inspiring people to continue exploring the world's oceans and its inhabitants. Once upon a time in the depths of the sea, there was a ruler named Triton. He was the son of Poseidon and Amphitrite, and unlike his father, he had a human upper body with a lower half resembling that of a fish. Triton resided with his parents in stunning golden underwater palaces. In addition to his unique appearance, Triton was renowned for possessing a conch shell that he could blow like a trumpet. This shell had the power to calm or even raise the waves, and the sound was so loud that it frightened giants into fleeing, as they believed it to be the roar of a wild beast. Triton was known as the trumpeter and bugler to both his father Poseidon and the god Oceanus. In later literary works, Triton was also depicted as carrying a trident, although this detail was not present in earlier versions of his story. Ovid described Triton as sea-hued with barnacled shoulders, and his steed was also cerulean in color. Interestingly, Ovid also mentioned that Triton's hair was green and that he shared this characteristic with other blue-colored deities. With his unique appearance and powerful conch shell, Triton remains one of the most fascinating and mysterious figures in Greek mythology. As the famous Argonauts sailed through the unfamiliar waters of Lake Tritonis in ancient Libya, they were met with a surprise encounter. Triton, the god of the lake, appeared before them. Unlike most of the gods of the undersea, Triton was born to Poseidon in Europa, according to Greek writers. At first, Triton took on the guise of Eurypylus and welcomed the Argonauts to Libya with a symbolic gift. He offered them a clod of earth, representing his hospitality and friendship towards the Greeks. This gesture also symbolized a promise that the land of Libya would be made available to the Greeks in the future. The Argo had been driven ashore and was stranded in the Syrtis, a difficult swampy area. Triton guided the sailors through the marshy outlet of the lake back to the Mediterranean, showing his power and impressive knowledge of the area. Triton's adventures have been documented in various works, including Apollonius of Rhodes' Argonautica. In this famous tale, Triton was described as fish-tailed, adding to the mystique surrounding this god. Some references even consider Triton as a separate deity, and Diodorus Siculus describes Triton Eurypylus as the then ruler over Libya, suggesting that the local deity's godly existence was euhemeristically rationalized. With his unique gifts and mysterious origins, Triton remains a fascinating figure in Greek mythology. Once upon a time, there was a popular motif that frequently appeared in classical Greek art. It involved Heracles, the great legendary hero, wrestling Triton. The motif was often depicted in black figure pottery and labeled as Nereus or Old Man of the Sea, in some instances. Nereus was also sometimes portrayed as half fish-like, adding an interesting touch to the artwork. Despite the frequent representation of the wrestling match, the story behind it remained a mystery. There was no existing literature that tells the tale, leaving people to speculate about what happened. Some believe that vase painters began representing Nereus as a fully human form, which resulted in Triton being substituted as the sea monster in the artwork. Interestingly, Nereus made an appearance as a spectator in some of the depictions of the motif. The reason behind this presence, however, was still unknown. As time went on, the Triton-Heracles theme became obsolete during the Red Figure period. It was soon replaced by other scenes, such as Theseus's adventures in Poseidon's Golden Mansion, which featured the presence of Triton. Although the existing literature describing the adventure doesn't mention Triton, people believe that he might have been present in the scene. Despite the mystery behind the Heracles wrestling Triton motif, it remained a fascinating and popular subject in classical Greek art.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.